Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines.
President Chung Tensang asked Bạch Mai General Hospital to gear towards modern health facility. Vietnam asked China to put an end to its violation of Vietnam's sovereignty over Hoàng Sa Archipelago. Homemade dishwashing soap helps poor community.
President Chung Tensang said he hopes Bạch Mai General Hospital can become a modern health facility and keep up with large hospitals in the region and the world at large.
Speaking at a ceremony on February 19 in Hanoi to celebrate its 105th founding anniversary, President Sang praised the hospital for its achievements and contributions to the country. He said the 12th National Party Congress put forth tasks to develop medical centers, improve health checkups and treatments at all levels, strengthen the preventive medical system, and set up a strong staff of health workers. As a leading hospital, Bạch Mai General Hospital should share their burden with the health sector to fulfill the above-mentioned targets, he said. President Sang suggested the hospital accelerate scientific research and the application of medical advances, while raising its staff members' professional qualifications. Bạch Mai Hospital is the largest medical facility in Vietnam. It handles the examination and treatments of about 1.4 million patients each year. Apart from working with the health sector to combat various diseases, the hospital also serves as one of the country's leading scientific research and training centers.
Vietnamese Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Lê Hoài Trung has called for stronger economic and political connectivity between ASEAN and India, saying it will bring sustainable economic successes to the targeted countries. Chung made the call in his speech delivered at the ministerial session at the 8th Delhi Dialogue in India on February 18th to have enhanced cooperation between India and ASEAN. According to the Vice Minister, ASEAN and India should adopt specific measures that facilitate bilateral trade and investment and identify areas of comparative advantages. The two sides should strengthen economic linkages, focusing on regional connectivity, particularly in infrastructure, trade promotion, and people-to-people exchange. And as strategic partners, they should cement ties in politics and security to ensure peace and stability in the region. Following the session, Chung had a meeting with Indian Minister of External Affairs, Sushma Swaraj, to discuss bilateral and regional issues of mutual concern. Earlier the same day, he met with his Indian counterpart, Anil Walwal. The Vice Minister also paid a call on the Vietnamese embassy staff. Vietnam has asked China to put an end to its violations of Vietnam's sovereignty over Hoàng Sa, known in English as Paracel Archipelago. Foreign Ministry's spokesperson Lê Hải Bình on February 19th made the remarks in reply to reporters' queries on China's construction of a military helicopter base on Quang Hoa Island and its deployment of HQ-9 surface-to-air missiles on Phu Lam Island of Vietnam's Hoàng Sa Archipelago. Being said, Vietnam is deeply concerned over China's aforementioned activities, which seriously violate Vietnam's sovereignty over the archipelago and threaten peace and stability in the region, as well as navigation and aviation security, safety and freedom in the East Sea. The same day, the Foreign Ministry sent a diplomatic note to the Chinese embassy in Hanoi to protest against China's infringements. Vietnam's permanent mission to the UN also sent a diplomatic note to the UN Secretary General proposing the official circulation of the Vietnamese Foreign Ministry's diplomatic note. The Prime Minister has approved an orientation in attracting, managing and using official development assistance as well as preferential loans from foreign donors between 2016 and 2020. The orientation aims to realize the party and state's policies on attracting, managing, and using the loans to implement the 2011-2020 Socio-Economic Development Strategy and the 2016-2020 Socio-Economic Development Plan. It includes strategic policies and synchronous measures to better improve mechanisms and tighten the management of ODA and preferential loans, which will help the country utilize them effectively and attract more funds after 2020. It is estimated that Vietnam will need $39.5 billion in ODA and preferential loans from now to 2020. Focus will be placed on transportation, agriculture and rural development, education and training, healthcare, environment, and science and technology sectors. From $25 to $30 billion in ODA and preferential loans will be disbursed between 2016 and 2020, up 14% over the previous period. The Prime Minister has issued a decision on mechanisms and measures to implement the strategy for Vietnam's automobile industry development through 2025 with a vision toward 2035. The measures are also designed for the implementation of the Master Plan for Vietnam's automobile industry development through 2020 with a vision toward 2030. The policies specified in the decision will be valid for at least 10 years. Among them are assistance in terms of credit, demand stimulation, and market development for the domestic automobile industry. Investment projects to produce automobile parts and assembly automobile by domestic enterprises will be given access to loans provided by the Vietnam Development Bank in line with regulations on development credit. Domestic suppliers of components and parts in global automobile manufacturing chains will be entitled to export credit in line with current regulations. Other incentives in terms of taxation and land are also devised for the automobile industry, in line with Vietnam's laws on investment and import-export tariff, as well as international tax commitments and free trade agreements to which Vietnam is a member. Loans pouring into the real estate sector are expected to be tightened, given that the sector is said to be experiencing robust growth. We have more in the following report.
The State Bank of Vietnam says the risk index of receivable lending for real estate and securities might be raised from 150%, the lowest level as stipulated in Circular Number 36, to 250%. Maximum ratio of short-term funds used for medium and long-term loans might be adjusted from 60% to 40%. As of November 2015, outstanding loans invested in the market were up to $16.67 billion, a surge of 20% compared to the figure of December 2014. This is the result of the Circular Number 36, which was in effect from February 1, 2015. Three activities which have the highest rate of increase in loans are buying the new right to use land, building new urban areas, and investing in other real estate businesses. Previously, experts also raised concerns over the real estate bubble, which might occur in the future if the lending for property investments was not controlled. Commercial banks should not only speed up the lending, but also need to strictly supervise the quality of loans as well as the sources of debt servicing, they said. It is the time for the central bank to tighten credit in the real estate market, they stress, adding that property businesses should prepare financial resources themselves to avoid over-reliance on the banking system.
Industry insiders suggest that domestic footwear producers must brace themselves for bumpy ride ahead in the face of stiffer competition as they lag behind their regional rivals in terms of technology. Vietnam's footwear products are shipped to around 50 countries and territories worldwide, with the largest buyers including the US, Japan, and the EU. Footwear exports rose sharply from $8.5 billion in 2013 to $12.07 billion last year, but this does not necessarily indicate a bright future for the country's footwear firms. According to chairman of the Taiping Shoes Group, Nguyễn Đức Thuận, local footwear manufacturers are under great pressure to replace their outdated methods with more advanced technology if they want to survive fierce competition. The local footwear industry has been developing for 2 decades, but with little technological advancement in production compared to the robust development of global footwear technology. Businesses need to innovate and adopt new manufacturing technologies alongside a long-term strategic vision for at least the next 10 years to ease competitive pressure. Another problem comes from local productivity, which is still far below those of regional rivals. Low productivity does not only affect the industry's competitive position, but also leads to low incomes. Furthermore, more pressure will be added from regional businesses such as Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, and the Philippines, since the ASEAN Economic Community was officially formed last year, allowing free cross-border movement of goods, capital, and human resources. On our next report, we bring you to the home of Trịnh Thị Hồng, a woman who has been producing homemade dishwashing soap and floor cleaners for many of her neighbors. The highlight is that all her products are made using 100% natural ingredients.
At first glance, this dishwashing soap and floor cleaner are no different from the products you can get off the shelves in the supermarket. However, what makes these homemade items special are the ingredients behind them: tree leaves, flowers, and floral waste.
Hồng has been making these products for us for 2 years. The sharps we get from the market can be tough on our hands, so we would have to use gloves. Hồng products are cost-effective and very safe and gentle. I used this cleaner to polish my floor. I noticed it was so got rid of the mosquitoes and roaches. The neighbors asked me where I got it, and then their friends asked them where they got it. So the product is really good.
Hồng got the idea of making dishwashing soap in 2012 during a training course at the Developing Poor Community Conference in the Philippines. Afterwards, she began researching and experimenting on her own, from collecting ingredients, fermenting, and processing the products. After numerous failures, she successfully produced a final product with positive results.
My products are made using organic floral waste, 3 liters of water, and fermented for 30 days, using a safe and hygienic system. My goal is to have increased poor households' incomes, have them sustainably escape poverty. I want to set up a business and commercialize my product.
Hồng is described by her neighbors as an upstanding citizen and an excellent member in assisting the community. Her products not only help improve her family's financial situation, but also help many others who are living in poverty.
These products are very practical because they are hygienic and not harmful to health and are cost-effective. So we have discussed plans to expand the project and create conditions to have Hồng develop the products.
Innovative ideas and projects such as Trịnh Thị Hồng are vital to sustainable development, because they originate from the essential needs of the poor communities.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.